In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, AI is transforming industries and functions, including quality assurance. And while AI tools promise increased productivity and efficiency, they also bring challenges and misconceptions. However, the true opportunity lies in harnessing AI to enhance QA processes, optimize repetitive tasks, and enable deeper value driven testing. Companies like Tiket.com exemplify this paradigm shift by integrating AI into their QA workflows. In today's driving innovation while maintaining a customer centric approach. Today's session dives into the strategies, challenges, and learnings from Ticket's GenAI journey, showcasing how QA professionals can thrive in an AI empowered future. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another exciting session of the Lambda Test XP podcast series. Through XP series, we dive into a world of insights and innovations featuring renowned industry experts and business leaders in the testing and QA ecosystem. I'm your host, Kavya, Director of Product Marketing at Lambda Test, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today. As I said, today's discussion would revolve around GenAI in QA, which is Ticket's approach to evolving quality engineering. And we are going to explore how AI is reshaping the QA landscape and uncover the strategies so as to stay ahead in this dynamic field. Before we start today's session, let me just introduce you to our guest on the show, Bhupesh Mittal, AVP Software Quality Assurance at Tiket.com. With over 17 years of experience in the testing domain, Bhupesh has consistently driven high-quality digital experiences while championing QA as voice of the customer. Having held some impressive roles at organizations like Make My Trip, Grape City, and HD Digital, Bhupesh brings a wealth of expertise in testing, process optimization, and aligning quality with business goals. So currently, he's leading Ticket.com's quality initiatives. He's at the forefront of integrating AI into QA workflows, transforming processes, and delivering exceptional customer value. And I'm sure that he has a lot to share with our audience today. And as I said, in today's session, it promises to be an in-depth exploration of how Ticket.com is leveraging AI to redefine QA practices. So let's jump straight into the heart of today's discussion, Bhupesh. It would be great if you could share more about yourself and your journey in testing with our audience.
Many thanks, Kavya and Lambda Test team for hosting me. It's a nice experience, and would love to share some things, some initiatives that we are driving on the AI front in Ticket.com. So, like any other company, AI is a hot topic now. Right? It's a very booming thing, and a lot of people get onto the bus very early in the stages. So that's the angle here for Ticket.com also. So we want to explore it in the best way possible, so that our uh, human effort, everything that we do, so we can basically make it more smarter, increase the QA's productivity and all. So, so that's the angle here. So we have been leveraging it from, I think, now 8 or 9 months. We have done some explorations, and yeah, keen to share those certain things with the audience here, so that maybe they can also jump in and try out those things.
Absolutely. Good to hear that you've already been working on AI from last 8 to 9 months. That is, especially from it became, a key topic, you've jumped straight into it. So the first question that I have is, how can QA teams overcome the fear of AI and leverage it as a tool for growth?
I think this is pretty much trendy now. I mean, I have also heard this from a lot of you. I sensed it when I talk to different QA, different people. There's a fear out there in the QA arena. So people think that what will happen to their future, since AI is coming up. A lot of companies are trying it, and a lot of third party companies are also coming in with this product, that product around AI. Right? So there's definitely a fear that I sense, but I think that's not the direction they should think into. So instead, what they should think about is what all things they do in a daily life in during their testing cycle, and what AI is giving them. So they should basically map whatever they are doing with whatever they can leverage from AI. So it's kind of mixing their work with AI instead of running it away. It's similar to like, I mean, you are expert maybe in testing manually, doing all the functional testing, etc. Then 10 years back when automation was booming up, so a few people jumped the ship, few people did not. Right? So now,
Yep.
I mean, if you look at that, so mostly in most cases, people who know automation, they are kind of more competent, they had more growth in last few years. So basically they added up one feather in their cap, which is automation. Now AI is another significant feather that people should be adding up. So the idea here is to become a one stop shop for testing related things when it comes to you and your skill set. So you know testing, you know automation, and then AI. So that's the angle people should look into. So instead of running away, they should ride on that wave. Ma- ma-
Very interesting point, Bhupesh. I think it is definitely, you know, a
ma-
topic that everyone's been discussing, especially on LinkedIn. I do see so many posts around how upskilling, especially in the age of AI, is required, how we have to work along with AI and not to run away with it from it. So great point. It's great to hear that QA professionals can shift their mindset, and of course, you folks at Ticket.com are a live example of that. Thanks for bringing that up. The next question is, can you please elaborate on how Ticket has used AI to streamline repetitive tasks and free up bandwidth for your QA team?
ma- So, like I mentioned, so we started few months back with this AI journey in Ticket.com. So we started slow. We started understanding what all things are happening in the AI front. Um, a lot of people were actually exploring at that time. So we also keep certain bandwidth on the AI exploration in the team. It's so, I mean, to give you a brief sense of what all areas we are touching in the AI front in QA in Ticket.com. So we are using it in the test case generation. So instead of shifting the land from just creating the test cases by humans only, right? We are basically mixing it with the AI first approach and then filling the gaps with the human part, right? So it's a mixed blend approach that we are using for test case generation, and then we are using it in automation scripts. So not entire code base that we are writing, but bits and pieces of the automation scripts we are writing via AI. There can be certain examples that we can use, like you are doing an UI automation, and then there's a gesture that is there, and you want to create a function around it. So instead of writing that code self, so maybe you can go to AI and ask that code function. Of course, you have to be that much that much competent enough to understand, okay, whether that code actually fits in, or I need to refactor it with my usage. So yes, that is the other thing that we are doing. Code reviews, etc. Also is the one of the area that we are where we are using the AI. So there are multiple tools in the market. So when I'm not saying that this tool is better or that tool is better. The point is, we tried a couple of tools. We went ahead with one of the tool, and we are constantly exploring. Apart from this, also there are certain use cases which are currently in exploration stage, which I cannot speak about because it's too early. But some use cases around commercials, around product teams, right, that we are where we are trying to use AI and try to help them build something which is useful. So we are focusing not only on the bandwidth of the QA only, we are focusing on how we can help the other teams also save some bandwidth via these initiatives. Ma- ma- ma-
Thank you for sharing these practical examples. So, just to sum it up on the usage front of it, we also have used it for test case generation, using it for automation scripts and code review and so on. So, essentially, in the entire QA cycle, you're basically figuring out which places AI can come in and help free up your team's bandwidth, more or less.
Correct.
And just out of curiosity, how did you go about structuring your team? Because that's again a question that a lot of leaders in the quality assurance space tend to ask about that. Along with the existing work, how do you also manage freeing up time for AI related tasks and so on? Did you have a structure in place, or was it more like an initiative that someone took up?
So initially it was a isolated initiative. So we have multiple sub teams in under the QA charter in Ticket.com, right? So there are 10, 11 small teams inside the whole QA arena in Ticket. And so we started with picking up a couple of folks from one sub team, right? Where we identified our first use case. So we picked them up. We started with that particular use case. So we did some POC, generated some results, did some improvements, again generated some results, right? Till the time it become a bit of success story, right? It gave us something to work on, right? So then with those results, we showcase to other folks in other teams. Right. So that basically build up the curiosity in those team members that, okay, somebody's in my Ticket.com itself, somebody is working on the QA initiative. I should also jump in. I should also try out something, right? So it built a curiosity within the team. Then we picked up few more folks from a couple of more teams. We identified certain more use cases. So slowly, I mean, it started as an initiative in different teams, uh, and then at that time, basically, I was acting as a product manager for what all we need to explore, what all we need to build a sector, right? But then after a couple of, I think 3-4 months, it was like I shifted the hat from myself to their head. Okay, now you are the product manager. You have to identify the use cases and
Yep.
come back with the ideas, and then we can work up, right? So that enthusiasm slowly get built up, and the reason we started slow, since we were exploring. So when you explore something, and if you ask everyone to explore, so there's a chance that a lot of people are exploring similar things. A lot of people might get into similar challenges, etc. Right? Since you have to keep on the deliverables also on the pace. So you have to be, as a leader, you have to be cautious. When to put more pressure in the initiative, when to, I mean, how to align that. So yeah, we started with isolated initiatives, and now we are implementing it across.
Great. Thank you so much, Bhupesh. I asked that out of curiosity, but I think it was a very thoughtful approach that you have implemented within the team. And moving on to the next question, how do you measure the ROI of implementing AI initiatives within your QA team?
That's a very important question. Uh, I think this aspect, the ROI aspect, is not only related to AI initiative. It should be at the focus area for every QA leader, every lead, every engineer. Uh, Whatever initiative, whatever tool they are using, be it AI, non-AI, etc. So it should be the first point of area where they should focus. Okay, what am I getting out of this initiative? They should have some visibility around it, because that is basically the goal. So you got to run towards a goal. You cannot run just for the sake of it. Correct? So yes, and Ticket also for the AI part. When we were exploring, when we started with the initiatives, so um, the goal was to what will so for the AI specifically, the ROI factor is majorly the productivity increase of the members. How much time we will save. That's the primary goal when we pick up the AI initiatives. So, so we for any for any use case that we tried, we started with benchmarking the timing that is getting consumed now when we are doing it via humans, right? Only. So we looked up into trend, not only the let's say let's say you pick up the test case generation part. So it's not like that you will pick up the time for today only or this sprint only. So you focus on the trend line, average it out, and that can be your benchmark. Now you start putting up the AI initiative in place. Then you monitor that. You notice the timelines there. And then, but over the course of period, you will do some improvements that will further improve your ROI. So then a delta between the original time that was getting consumed when AI was not there versus what is the time getting consumed now after you went up the AI road. So that delta is basically your ROI. And for us, for now, the major ROI factor is the time that we are getting, we are saving by these initiatives.
Thank you for sharing those insights. It's good to hear how ROI has been carefully tracked, within Tiket.com, not just for the AI initiative that you're implementing, but also for non-AI initiatives that's being implemented. Yeah. So moving on to the next question that we have, what were the biggest challenges that you faced while implementing AI, and how did you overcome them, both as a QA leader and as a team? Would be good to hear both sides of it.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, whenever you pick up new thing, you got to bump into some challenges, right? Some are easy, some are complex, some gets solved early, some take sort of time to solve, right? So yes, we also ran into few challenges in whatever use cases we tried. I think 2-3 major challenges were there, which we overcame over the period of time. The very first one was since when we talk about AI, so it's majorly GenAI that you use to improve. So GenAI, I mean, a lot of people now know that it is so its result is as good as your prompting. So now you might get a good understanding of the prompts for a general use cases, right? But when you go into deep, when you go into different verticals of your team, different kind of feature list of your, so some are internal, some are external, some are exposed, some are not exposed. So I mean, then the challenges start bringing in, okay, what kind of prompt I should use, which is more effective, right? So deciding on prompts that to I mean, basis the teams, basis the work, basis the feature. So I think that was a bit time consuming and a bit challenging. We did a lot of to and fro's there, and in between, like the versions of GenAI keeps on coming. So this version versus that version, right? So that was one of the biggest challenge that I mean took a lot of time, and it is continuous process, by the way. Right?
Yes.
So now also we keep on exploring those prompts to make it more better. The second challenge I would say would be which GenAI tool to use. So that's also very important question to tackle with, because there are multiple GenAI tools. ChatGPT is there, Gemini is there, Grok is there. So a lot of them are there now, and they are constantly evolving. So one tool which might be working good for you today might be behaving better than other tool in your use case today. That situation might change 1 month down the line. Correct. So and yes, you can create the fallbacks, etc. That okay, this tool primary and this secondary, etc. But in some use cases, you might have to go towards the commercial side of those tools. That okay, I need to purchase some licenses here. Now, which tools license to purchase, this one or that one? I think that's a cautious effort. That is a challenging part, because then you have to do a lot of analysis, a lot of, you have to keep on doing it for, let's say, 1-2 months to understand which one is more better. So that's the additional energy and time that you got to spend. And especially when you are doing it in an initiative way, not in a specific carved out bandwidth way. So that was the major second challenge. The one another challenge was like you did some exploration, right, on particular use case. You got some POC results, and you looking at those POC results, you created some anticipation that okay, if this is that, then when I actually implement it, most probably my results, my ROI will be such like XYZ, correct? But when you start doing those implementations, when you monitor them, so you figure out the anticipation percentage versus the current ROI, it is having stark difference. But the important thing to understand at that time is, I mean, for us was, okay, we utilized AI, but somehow we got to understand that, okay, only AI is not solving that part, right? So, so we tried some customizations on top of the AI implementation, right? We did some customizations, we improved certain things, uh, in the over the input part, over the output part, over the reprocessing part, etc. Right? And then we reached up to that anticipation level after doing those customizations. So yes, so it was not. So in some cases, it was not straightforward enough. So I think that's the one of the major challenge that we got into and we resolved over the period of time.
Thank you, Bhupesh. Sounds like these challenges were also very valuable learning moments for the team, it seems.
Yeah.
And yeah, and with every version of AI, as you said, right, there's something new that is coming up. There's a new challenge that is coming up. So that again seems to be, at the same time, a learning moment for the team to begin with. So moving on to the next question that we have, that is, how did you build a team and foster a culture that embraced AI within your QA organization? So you did touch upon it in one of the previous questions that I'd asked, but would be great to hear more in-depth insights.
So I think one, like I told you earlier, so we started with the initiatives, then we started showcasing those POC results. We started creating some curiosity in the team, and it actually pushed people in a healthy way that I should also do something. So that's right. Second thing, uh, um, like we just started doing that. So we started preparing certain sessions which we want to give. So whatever team has done till now. Right? So we are preparing certain sessions to deliver in house, not only to QA but to the entire Ticket.com, like uh, dev product managers and QA dot. So it actually created. So it will help in creating that curiosity not only in QA but in entire organization as a whole. That okay, this particular team is doing something, they have achieved something. So why not we also try something? Correct.
Right.
So that is the second thing. Third thing, so let's say somebody did something, we were able to get some successful ROI into some use case. So then appreciating that in a bigger forum, so it actually creates a healthy competition between the team. That okay, I also need it.
Yeah.
The fourth and I mean most important thing is you got to sit with your folks. You got to discuss with them that okay, uh, this is the area where we need to tap into. So why don't you guys do some brainstorming? Next week we will meet again and try to bring out some ideas. If your idea, so we will listen to your idea, and uh, if it is workable, so we will definitely work, and you will be the key pointer on that particular idea. So that gives you a sense to the people that okay, I will be the front runner of this particular idea in the organization. I will be the one who will be leading the flag for this particular idea using the AI and all. So it actually creates a sense of achievement if they do it. Right. So I think those are few things which basically, because I mean when you are going into the exploration and innovation side, you cannot just say that okay, now from next year onwards this is your OKR. So you cannot do that. It is not fruitful. So it has to be coming from within. So I think changing their focus and creating a space for their possible achievements, right? So that is key thing that we should be working upon to create a culture where they should go into that direction.
Good to hear that, because it seems that culture really is the key, as we also say a lot of times within our team at Learn to Test. And what I'm getting a sense of is that, you've taken the time to basically nurture this mindset of innovation and collaboration within your team at Tiket.com. So that's an impressive job. Moving on to the last question of the day, which is, what are, for our QA listeners who are interested in exploring AI, but who are unsure about where to start, what are the 2 to 3 key recommendations that you would have for them?
So, well, I would say I as an individual and we as a Ticket.com have just started the journey. So we are not experts on this AI thing. Like a lot of people are doing a lot of things, and we are also trying a lot of things. But I do understand, because when we started, we were also in the same space where to start, how to get on things. So maybe from my journey, I can tell you that the very first thing that you should be doing if you have not started it. So maybe tap into the industry, go to social media channels, go to different conferences, and try to understand what all different things people are doing on the AI part. So you watch them, you understand what all use cases they are solving. Then you figure out what all use cases you have in the ecosystem which are mapping with those use cases, right? And then identify what are your top 3 areas where you want to work upon accordingly. Okay? So now you have some industry insights, you have some mapping on the workflows that you have. Then you can actually start with top 3 key initiatives, and since people are already doing it, so just in case you need some help or you need some documentation, etc., so you might be easily find that. So I think that's the key pointer to start with. Another thing, couple of things I want to say for the newbies and for the people like me also, right? We need to understand that AI is not a silver bullet, right? So it will solve your lot of problems, but can it solve all of your problems? We don't know, right? So whenever you are picking up some initiatives, you have to be really understanding what problem statement you are solving and what ROI you will be generating, correct? Without that part, you might go into putting up a lot of cost, a lot of energy, a lot of time, but maybe not on the. So focus on the areas where you want to solve something. You have to understand the ROI of it, and then you go deep into it. Don't just do it on under the FOMO pressure that okay, that company is doing or that person is doing, so I should also jump. Right? Please clearly understand the use case that you want to solve. And last thing I would say, in certain use cases, you might find, you might feel that okay, straightforward, there is nothing as such from the AI, but maybe certain companies, certain third parties are giving you some tools and platforms which have resolved certain AI use cases. So maybe you want to try out that. But again, key is you have to be cautious while going there, right? No harm in going there. Definitely should try out a lot of things, whichever becomes fruitful for you. But be very cautious on the ROI. So the cost and the time that you put in versus the return that you will get. So it has to be fruitful. Maybe not fruitful in the starting when you start the journey, right? Like it was for us also. When starting it was slow, but eventually it kicked off, right? Because you on the go you learn, you improve, and then you get better results. But please be very cautious what all areas you are picking it up and how you are doing it. And the last thing I would say, like it happened with us also. You picked up some initiative, you tried out AI. It might be like AI only cannot solve that particular thing. You might have to use blend-in approach. You might have to do some customization yourself in the process, or in the if it is around coding, so in the in the code plus the AI. So it can be a mix of it. So think of all those angles while you are going for the AI initiatives. Ma-
Thank you so much, Bhupesh. These are some fantastic takeaways for our listeners. And thank you for also breaking it down. What I heard were like very actionable steps that you personally implemented within Ticket.com, which can be implemented across different organizations and teams as well. Really appreciate your time. What an insightful session it has been. As we wrap up today's discussion, I would like to thank Bhupesh for joining us today and shedding light on how AI can revolutionize quality engineering. We hope this session will inspire you to embrace AI as an enabler of growth and innovation in your QA practice. But yes, as Bhupesh said, do remember that AI is not a silver bullet. I think that's a phrase or a takeaway that I would also take with me. Um, to our audience, thank you so much for joining us today. Those who are listening, please subscribe to Lambda Test YouTube channel for more episodes in our XP podcast series. Thank you, Bhupesh, once again for joining us today. Thanks, everyone.
Again for hosting me up, inviting me here. It was a nice experience. Thank you so much.